not so bad. So first thing when we're looking at the joint glides here, okay, so we're going to go through our little spiel. If you need to swallow, getting them comfortable, just give a little tap on the arm, you'll be okay there. Just going to feel around for a few things and kind of get an idea of how things are moving around with this. So.
It is funny, you might have to, it's, the difference between supine and sitting is, in supine, you actually sometimes have to make sure there's not a gum or candy in their mouth. They actually leave it there.
Oh, yeah.
Sitting, they don't.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, so, okay, pretty good there. One other thing, and I wanted to mention this earlier and I forgot, if you're starting to look into going into somebody's mouth and you catch somebody with really foul breath, and something that, you know, they come in, sometimes they have gum or Tic Tacs. It's not. One of the primary signs of like a fulminating osteomyelitis or some kind of jaw infection is extremely bad breath, and it smells like old vomit. And basically, they'll kind of give you the sorry about that, I can't get it to go away. You know, I've been to the doctor and this sort of thing. So it can be a low grade infection that can be kind of working its way around the jaw, so that's one of those things you may notice as well sometimes. It's not one of those things that come in and they smell like garlic, it smells like puke basically, so. Okay. Okay there. So essentially, we're going to go through our glides here. I'm actually going to fix it. Okay with that still. Posterior. Okay, so that was just the 4 glides, and I needed to get out of there so you could swallow, so I'll come back in here and do my ulnar deviation for distraction. And real quick while we're doing this, these are actually the same these are the same motions you would do if you're going into a treatment for loss of mobility. You guys tell me what the actual capsular pattern of the jaw is. Is that an answer?
Well, you told me earlier, so I thought I was cheating if I said it.
Well, go ahead and say it.
You can't open.
It's a loss of functional opening is what it ends up being. So the only reason that you would go in and do a mobilization is if you had a capsular restriction here. That makes sense? So if you're looking at somebody move and they do one of these things where as they open, it deviates to one side. Typically you're going to deviate to the side of the restriction, right? Because it won't open as much. So you tend to see those things toward the end of those motions, and then it'll quickly correct as you come back. That's the whole point behind going in and doing the joint distraction, because if you go in and do the glide, if the glide is restricted, that's all well and good, but if you try and distract the joint, and you can actually distract the joint, you're probably looking at more of a myofascial restriction. Is that what you tend to see with those two? Okay. So just as kind of a heads up on what you would actually see when you're looking for this, and I think that's what you're going to go into next up here at the board, right? Okay, good. Okay, so from there, we're going to go in and check the lateral pterygoid, which is always fun. Tender?
No, not
too bad. Okay, so doing that, a little tender, not too bad though. It just actually feels relatively normal for one of those muscles. And then we'll go in and we'll do our ligament distress tests. So for the first one, for the lateral ligament, I'm just drawing straight down toward the chest, and I'm going to pull forward and down, stylomandibular, sphenomandibular, and I'm going to kind of close up here, and I'm going to go straight back for the horizontal ligaments. That's it. Takes us just a few moments. Okay?